From cheating on their partner with a teammate's wife to having 120 affairs to just giving each other hell, some athlete relationships really went down in flames. Let me begin with a relationship that burned out pretty quick. Kris Humphries and Kim Kardashian. This glorious whirlwind romance fizzled out pretty quickly. Guess some marriages don't make it past the 72-day mark, eh? Now, to be fair, on paper this was a perfect couple, and they seemed to be totally in love. Just 3 months into dating, they decided to go all the way and get married. The wedding took place on 25th August 2011 with a total of 450 people in attendance. Kim even gushed that it seemed like the two were in heaven. Well, they must have taken a turn into hell along the way, because she was also the one who filed for the divorce. Kris was totally startled and wanted to make it work, but later he completely changed his tune and pushed for an annulment. He thought that Kim hadn't been telling the truth while saying their vows. In the end, the divorce was finalized in 2013, and even though Kris had requested $7 million in spousal support, he saw none of that money. Talking about it much later, Humphries shared that breaking up was brutal for him. And with all the Kardashian fans lining up behind Kim, he felt that he just couldn't win. There are no winners when love dies, though, are there? Now, this one's filled to the brim with drama. Tiger Woods and Elin Nordegren. Woods really had a pretty great thing going with Elin. It was the whole 9 yards: romance, settling down, and a family. The couple met in 2001, and by 2003, Woods had proposed and they welcomed their 2 sons, Sam and Charlie, in 2007 and 2009 respectively. So Tiger had a pretty stable home life. Plus, he's had a stellar career out on golf courses around the world. But sadly, all good things must come to an end. In 2009, Woods crashed his Cadillac Escalade right into a fire hydrant near his home. Drama ensued when rumors started up about how the accident had happened after Elin had found texts between Tiger and other women. Well, the crash came as a metaphor for the couple's romance, because it all went downhill pretty quickly after that. Turned out that Woods confessed to having 120 affairs during his marriage. I mean, A, who'd do that to someone they love, and B, who has the time to hurt someone like this even if they want to? Yikes. The divorce was finalized in 2010, and Nordegren got a $100 million settlement. If y'all thought that was a lot of drama, wait till you hear about this next relationship. Tony Parker and Eva Longoria. This union came to a shattering end amidst widespread cheating rumors. Now, before I get into this story, this all may sound like a Desperate Housewives subplot, on which Eva was a star, by the way, but this is all true. The couple met in 2004 and tied the knot in 2007. Just months into their marriage, things kinda became rocky when the model Alexandra Perescent claimed that she'd had an affair with Tony right after his marriage. Obviously, Parker denied it like his life depended on it, but it was of no use ultimately, because things began crumbling after Longoria found hundreds of texts between Parker and another woman. It was rumored that this other woman was Erin Barry, the wife of Brent Barry, who also played on San Antonio Spurs alongside Tony. Man, talk about a twisted tale. Well, there's no coming back from a thing like that, and the divorce was finalized in 2011. Now, this next split is proof of the fact that breakups may be messy, but some relationships are far messier. Mike Tyson and Robin Givens. Mike had racked up quite a reputation during his career. He had a bad boy vibe going with a mix of substance abuse and temper thrown in too. His first wife kinda caught herself in the middle of the legend's even legendary persona when the two got together. Tyson and Givens dated about a year before tying the knot, but it seemed like the relationship had certain unsettling factors right from the start. In a 2004 interview on The Oprah Winfrey Show, Robin revealed that Mike had been abusive towards her even a day before the wedding, but she'd tried to forgive him and just move on with it all regardless. But the abuse steadily continued to worsen until it turned into pure hell and torture. She recounted that it became the worst thing she could possibly imagine, and so Givens filed for a divorce just 8 months into the marriage. Tyson, true to his reputation, didn't just sit there and take it. He used the word slime for his wife while speaking to the New York Post and said that Robin had tried to steal from him, which is why he'd hit her. Yikes. Anyway, the divorce came through in February 1989. Years later, Tyson told Oprah on her show that theirs had been an abusive relationship, but that the abuse had gone both ways. With so much violence involved, it was probably for the best. Now, this next parting is one that took NASCAR along for the ride too. Jeff Gordon and Brooke Seeley. So in 2002, Brooke filed for a divorce from the professional race car driver. She cited marital misconduct as the reason. Jeff, at the time, was all about keeping the entire split on the down low. It didn't go as he wanted, though. Just the next year, he talked to the Sun-Sentinel about it and said that he just didn't understand any of it and that he found it all completely ridiculous. Why was he so frustrated, you ask? Well, because Seeley's lawyers were out for blood. Not only did they want to get a sizable chunk of Gordon's $48 million estimated net worth, but they also wanted to bring NASCAR into the divorce battle too. To make sure that they were getting their due out of Jeff, Brooke's legal team planned to ensure that his crew and other racing teams were recording their income properly. In the end, Brooke managed to anger the entire stock racing community while getting her divorce settled. Ultimately, the settlement came to $15.3 million in June 2003. It must have been an excruciating 16 months. Moving on, the next couple tried to keep their relationship alive, but it just didn't work out. Michael Jordan and Juanita Vanoy. Jordan was unstoppable in his prime, but behind his success was a woman who stood by him all those years, his wife Juanita. The two met in 1985, and Juanita got pregnant soon into their relationship. At the time, Michael was rising through the ranks in the NBA. The couple settled down and married on 2 September 1989. They had 3 children, and their relationship really withstood a lot as Jordan found universal success in the 1990s. However, this century ushered in a period of instability for the two, and Vanoy filed for divorce in 2002 after she'd been living apart from her husband and found out from a private investigator that her husband was involved with multiple women throughout their marriage. But she withdrew the filing a month later, and the two decided to make things work. Fast forward 4 years, and they both jointly filed for divorce. They ended their 17-year marriage amicably, and Juanita received a settlement worth $168 million. This divorce was the most expensive settlement in entertainment history at the time. She also received a 7-acre mansion in Chicago. So that's a wrap for athlete relationships that went down in flames.